What's goody, everybody? HSR just dropped their brand new Myriad Celestia trailer, A Night of Everflame, Scene 33. I love watching these Myriad Celestia trailers. They usually give us pretty good insights into the lore. Let's go ahead and blind react to it right now and see what they got going on.
Penacony, planet of festivities. A cradle drowning in dreams, a haven for the cowardly.
So we know we're going to Penacony in
Family
2.0.
has summoned guests for its grand celebration. The bone and blood will flow from the destruction as an offering to them.
The art in these is always so good.
This marks your rite of passage. Akash, I lit a fire in your eyes and showed you music of the strings.
Whoa.
Serenade the celebration and hush the harmony into muted awe.
Okay, real quick, we already know that Penacony was kind of like inherited by Jipe of the Harmony after the IPC dip. The IPC follows the path of Klopoth, or path of preservation, which is Klopoth. However, after they left Penacony and kind of disbanded their IPC prisons, it was taken over by Jipe and the Harmony. So Serenade the Celebration, we know we're going there for the Charmony Festival, and Hush the Harmony into Muted All. So they are definitely plotting right now.
It will be done, Father.
Father.
Dubra, I set your form alight and taught you mastery of the blade.
This art is crazy.
Temper it with sulfur, made the elation, and let the performer's blood and tears pour into the abyss.
As you wish, Father.
Whoa. I assume that we're hearing Ifrit, aka Duke Inferno, and presumably other people from the Annihilation Gang. We already know from the 1.6 live stream that the Annihilation Gang was invited to the Charmony Festival by Sunday. So I assume this is them plotting prior to getting there.
Katerina, I kindled a flame in your heart and granted you blood of fire. Use your wrath to shatter the preservation sanctum and build their gold to create a statue of our savior.
I mean, they got enough for everybody, basically.
And Constance at last. My most ambitious and exceptional child. There is nothing more to teach you. Just remember, without Penacony's midnight hour, strip away all they hold dear, and leave naught but the remembrances too.
Yup, Duke Inferno. Golly, this is sick. The 2.0 storyline is gonna be crazy. Oh my gosh, so presumably these are the people he was talking to. We already know Duke Inferno is a member of the Annihilation Gang, and like I was just speculating, perhaps these are also members of the Annihilation Gang. These characters are gonna be sick!
She won't be necessary. I can take them alone.
Katerina, a little pessimism might be wise.
Oh my
What
gosh,
has
they
been
look
opened up
sick!
yet?
Since when have those on the path of destruction feared death?
Still, it is wise to plan ahead, Father.
Whoa.
What is
Wow.
our fallback if things become perilous?
Fall back. Such a thing does not exist. Destruction
they
is
look so
brave
sick.
and heroic. To cling to life is to delay in cowardice. Relish Penacony, savor its invitation. Prepare this beautiful dream to welcome its new master from Fedora.
Ooh.
Duke Inferno, Everflame Mansion.
Incredible trailer. This might be the best trailer that HSR has ever put out. Golly, the hype for 2.0 is only going to get better moving forward. So, a quick point of order. If you've never ran through or read through the Ash Blazing Grand Duke set, the follow-up set. It is essentially Ifrit's set, so it's the same crown, the same gloves, jacket, shoes, etc. And in the backstory of that set, it talks about the harm that he plans on bringing to Penacony. It's already in-game in the relic set, so if you guys haven't, take the time to go through the databank, read up on it. We're going to watch through this one more time, because this is sick. I'm going to try to point out any more stuff that I can notice for you guys that we didn't talk about the first time through.
A cradle drowning in dreams, a haven for the cowardly. The family has summoned guests for its grand celebration.
Don't know if there will be a tie-in here or not. However, looking at this clock, if you remember back to Kafka's trailer, which I'm speculating is also at the Penacony like hotel. I forget what the name of the hotel is, but it's got a lot of emphasis on what I believe is an elevator. And at the time of Kafka's trailer, we didn't know about the Penacony Festival. A lot of people presumed it was in the Belobog Museum. I think it's in whatever the hotel is in Penacony. But the fact that they're focusing on this clock too leads me to believe that maybe there's a connection there. I might be coping, but just trying to pull together any little bits and pieces.
The bone and blood will flow from the destruction.
This is creepy though. This is some real demonic sacrificial stuff. I ain't about it.
Offering to them.
But it makes it that much more intense.
Children of the flame, this marks your rite of passage. Akash, I lit a fire in your eyes and showed you music of the string.
So this is definitely him talking to that group, no doubt about it.
Serenade the celebration and hush the harmony into muted awe.
So maybe each of these characters is going to be essentially trying to take down one of the Eons and or the people that follow them. I'm starting to believe like none of these characters are going to be playable. In the same way that Phantilia, was an emanator of destruction for Nanook, it could be that all of these, members of the Annihilation Gang, little lore drop for you guys, Nanook does not recognize the Annihilation Gang as like true members, true followers of the destruction. They kind of like act under their own accord. So this could be Duke Inferno, trying to essentially flex his power, flex his weight, and these are like the henchmen that he's sending out, it would seem.
It will be done, Father.
Dubra, I set your form alight and taught you mastery of the blade. Temper it with sulfur, made the elation.
So we're trying to take out the elation as well.
And tears pour into the abyss.
As you wish, Father.
I doubt we're gonna meet all these characters in Penacony. I bet they hold some of these characters
your
for later
heart
on.
and granted you blood of fire. Use your wrath to shatter the preservation sanctum and build their gold to create a statue of our savior.
You got it, old man.
And Constance at last. My most ambitious and exceptional child. There is nothing more to teach you. Just remember, without Penacony's midnight hour, strip away all they hold dear, and leave naught but the remembrances too.
Okay, very important that they just mentioned the remembrance. So, if you guys have seen my other YouTube video on it, I've got a whole theory about why we will be getting March or 5-star March in Penacony. Long story short, we already know that Black Swan is a memo keeper of the remembrance, right? So the memo keepers are part of the remembrance. I believe that the 6-phase ice is kind of like indicating that March 2 was once a memo keeper. Black Swan talks about it, and the like the note keeper, whatever is the character that we talked to before the Forgotten Hall and Memory of Chaos, talks about how some of them can essentially like act outside of what the other memo keepers can do without penalty. Long story short, I'm speculating that maybe March acted outside of that and was penalized. But Black Swan being introduced in Penacony is essentially going to tie March back into the story, as I do believe March has some sort of connection to the Garden of Recollection and the Memo Keepers as well. Now, the fact that he's saying, my most like dearest child, the one that needs no more training,
And leave naught but the
leave naught but the remembrance's tomb. This is where I think things are going to heat up in the same way that the Xianzhou Luofu story, mainly around 1.3, introduced Dan Heng and his elevated form in Baiber Lune. I believe that March also has a secret power, and this is essentially setting the stage as to how that's going to happen. We know that we're going to Penacony. Himiko was the one that was invited. I think Welt's going to hang back. We already learned that in the story. So Himiko being out there, March, obviously the Trailblazer will be out there. I think this is setting things up so that the 2.x series, you know, how 1.x was kind of like the Dan Heng main character story arc. This is going to be the March 7th main character story arc.
The remembrances too.
So sick! Yeah, RIP to everybody coping that these people are going to be playable. I really doubt
I
it.
can take them alone.
These are probably all going to be like weekly
Katerina,
enemies or
a
people
little
that, you know, we just
pessimism
fight.
might be wise. What if we all end up dead?
They will! The good guys will win! Also, people think the Stellaron Hunters are the bad guys. I've always speculated from the jump that the Stellaron Hunters are going to come out as actually being good guys in the end. These people are the bad guys, easily.
Since when have
But they
those
look
on the path of
sick. Their
destruction
character designs are
dead?
crazy.
Still,
Especially
it is wise
this
to
chick.
plan ahead, Father.
She's just like some puppet. Look
What
at
is
that!
our fallback if
So
things
sick.
become perilous?
Fall back.
So sick.
Such
And
a
it's
thing
got
does
the
not
giant sight.
exist. Destruction is brave and heroic.
Yeah, is this... it wouldn't surprise me if this is like essentially like a holographic form of maybe the Penacony Hotel. I don't know if I'm coping here or not, but I mean, this seems to be what they're all gearing up towards. So maybe this is them just like looking forward to the place that they'll be infiltrating soon enough.
To cling to life is to delay in cowardice. Relish Penacone's savor its invitation. Prepare this beautiful dream to welcome its new master from Fedora.
Yeah, I think Duke Inferno is from Fedora. Again, if you read the lore on the Ash Blazing Grand Duke set, the follow-up set, I believe it does mention that Duke Inferno, aka Ifrit, is from Fedora. Maybe all these characters are.
Duke Inferno, ever flame mansion.
Crazy. Incredible trailer. If we weren't already hyped enough for Penacony and 2.0, I know people are hyped over the characters, Sparkle, Black Swan coming out, yada yada, but I really think that HSR is going to have peak story in 2.0, and this leaves me just even more excited about it. Let me know in the comments what you guys found, any Easter eggs in this video as we were watching through talking about it, anything else that you guys noticed. Are you excited about any of these new characters? Who you thought looked the coolest? What you think the story is going to entail? I know I'm stoked, and yeah, I can't wait to learn more about it. Leave a comment, leave a like, and I'll chat with you guys down in the comments.